जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यमुना तीर वनचारी। यमुना तीर वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Hare Krishna. Reading from chapter 1, Canto 1, chapter 18, shloka 44. तदद्यान पापमुपैत्य अनन्वयम् तदद्यन पापमुपैत्य अनन्वयम् यन्नाष्टनाथस्य वसोर्विलुम्पकात् परस्परं ज्ञाति सपन्ति वृजन्ते पाशुन् श्रियोऽर्थान् पुरुदास्यव्यो जना तदद्यनापापमुपैत्यनन्वयम् यन्नाष्टनाथस्य वसोर्विलुम्पकात् परस्परं ज्ञाति शपन्ति वृजन्ते पाशुन् स्त्रियोऽर्थान् पुरुदस्यो जना तदद्यनापापमुपैत्यनन्वयम् यन्नाष्टनाथस्य वसोर्विलुम्पकात् परस्परं ज्ञातिशपन्ति वृजन्ते पशून् स्त्रियोऽर्थान् पुरुदास्व्योजाना तदत्यनापापमुपैत्यनन्वयम् यन्नष्टनाथस्य वसोर्विलुम्पकात् परस्परं ज्ञातिशपन्ति वृजन्ते पशून् स्त्रियोऽर्थान् पुरुदस्य जना तदत्यनापापमुपैत्यनन्वयम् यन्नष्टनाथस्य वसोर्विलुम्पकात् परस्परं ज्ञातिशपन्ति वृजन्ते पशून् स्त्रियोऽर्थान् पुरुदस्य योजना तदत्यनापापमुपैत्यनन्वयम् यन्नष्टनाथस्य वसोर्विलुम्पकात् परस्परं ज्ञातिशपन्ति वृजन्ते पशून् स्त्रियोऽर्थान् पुरुदस्य योजना. Third, for this reason, Adya, from this day, na, upon us, papam, reaction of sin, upaiti, will overtake, ananvayam, disruption, yat, because, nashta, abolished, nathasya, of the monarch, vaso, of wealth, vilumpankat, being plundered, parasparam, between one another, gnati, will kill, shapanti, will do harm, vrijante, will steal, pashun, animals, striya, woman, arthan, riches, puru, greatly, dasyavaha, thieves, janaha, the mass of people. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Due to the termination of the monarchical regimes and the plundering of the people's wealth by rogues and thieves, there will be great social disruption. People will be killed and injured, and animals and women will be stolen. And for all these sins, we shall be responsible. Purport. The word na, we, is very significant in this verse. The sage rightly takes the responsibility of the Brahmanas as a community for killing monarchical government and thus giving an opportunity to the so-called democrats, who are generally plunderers of the wealth of the state subjects. The so-called democrats capture the administrative machine without assuming responsibility for the prosperous conditions of the citizens. Everyone captures the post for personal gratification, and thus instead of one king, a number of irresponsible kings grow up to tax the citizens. It is foretold herein that the absence of good monarchical government, everyone will be the cause of disturbance for others by plundering riches, animals, women, etc. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापतकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नाम्ने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमाप्रदायते कृष्णया कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतुसे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्तुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। सभी भक्तजन से मैं ब्लेसिंग्स चाहता हूँ कि मैं जो भी बोलूँ मैं परंपरा में बोलूँ और परंपरा से अधिक ना बोलूँ और मेरा मन खुद का मन का ना बोलूँ। Whatever I speak which is pleasing to the devotees, and if I speak beyond my realizations, please forgive me. तो ये वर्स जो हमने सुना, due to the termination of the monarchical regimes and the plundering of the people's wealth by rogues and thieves, there will be great social disruption. People will be killed and injured, and animals and women will be stolen. And for all these sins, we shall be responsible. तो ये थोड़ा सुना हुआ लगता है, मतलब even Arjuna says similar things in Bhagavad Gita. And he gives, one of the reasons that he gives not to fight the war is that sin will incur. I'll become sin, sins will incur upon me and family traditions will be destroyed. तो यहाँ पे श्रृंगी भी शमिक ऋषि भी सेम चीज़ बोल रहा है कि the women will be exploited and the animals will be stolen and the entire family traditions will be destroyed. In fact, the 4 social orders, Varnashram Dharma, will be destroyed. So this is what a great people think. They think alike. They can, they foresee the future. What will happen if any of their actions are not congenial to the current to the mass of the people. Any actions they take, leaders, if they take any actions good, it benefits the people. If they take something wrong actions, it actually brings mass destruction. तो यहाँ पे 3 चीज़ बताया गया ये श्लोक में, अगले श्लोक में भी थोड़ा बताया गया, पहले के श्लोक में भी बताया गया. तो यहाँ पे 3 चीज़ के बारे में बताया. सोशल डिस्ट्रप्शंस, व्हाट विल हैपन, एंटायर social disorder is destroyed. Why it is destroyed? Because of the curse of Shringi. And then people will be killed and injured. This is the second thing that will happen. लोग को मारा जाएगा. क्यों मारा जाएगा? क्योंकि किंग जो है is supposed to protect all the citizens, but if the king is not there, everyone will be killed and animals will be stolen and women will be stolen. So this is also something which Arjuna says, that Women will be exploited because the man is not, the man will be killed, his husband will be killed, and they will, when women are unprotected, they will be exploited, and Vanashankara will happen, unwanted population will happen. So this is what even Shamik Rishi is saying that. And what has led to the destruction? Matlab, this is like a great destruction that is going to happen. The entire Brahminical class will be destroyed. And because the Brahminical class will be destroyed, the other three classes will automatically get destroyed, because the Brahmins actually give direction to other three classes. And what led to the destruction? There are two things that led to this destruction. One is disproportionate anger. You know, we get anger, we get angry sometimes, but this is disproportionate. जो गलती किया था उससे बहुत बड़ा स्वरूप दिया गया है एंगर को. जैसे बोलते हैं ना, तिनका एंड यू कंपेयर a mustard seed to a mountain, that kind of a thing. The fault was like a mustard seed, but the reaction was like a mountain. So disproportionate anger, and second reason is offense to a devotee. Parikshit Maharaj, Shringi actually offended a very great devotee, Parikshit Maharaj. So we'll discuss on these two aspects, and if time permits, because Rath Yatra has still not stopped, it is continuing. Rath has not reached, so if we get time, we will discuss few pastimes of Lord Jagannath also. So Lord Krishna talks about, in Bhagavad Gita, the three gates to hell. Lord Krishna says, Trividham narakashyadam dwaram nasanam atmana kama krodhas tata lobhas tasmad etat trayam jayat. These are the three gates of hell. ये द्वार है, नरक में जाने के लिए. कौन से द्वार है? तीन है, काम, लोभ और काम, क्रोध और लोभ. So क्रोध is considered to be a gate to the hell. So one should give up these three enemies, क्रोध, काम and लोभ. And we see that the Brahmana boy Shringi disproportionately expressing क्रोध, मतलब बहुत ही क्रोध किया था. It is said that पानी अगर मर्यादा छोड़ दे तो विनाश हो जाता है, पर वाणी अगर मर्यादा छोड़ दे तो सर्वनाश हो जाता है. And not just सर्वनाश about himself, but सर्वनाश about the entire dynasty, entire caste of Brahmana class. So the curse uttered by Shringi is actually destroying the Brahminical culture. The Vani just not destroyed him, but entire Brahminical class. This is the power of the curse and disproportionate anger. Like we always say that, right? One devotee in a family, 21 generations above and 21 generations below are liberated. But the other way is also true. If one person in a Brahminical caste, if he offends a devotee, the entire Brahminical culture can get destroyed. So this is the power of offense to a devotee. So Lord Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Kama esha krodha esha rajoguna samudbhava mahashano mahapapa vidhi inam iha vairinam. It is said that actually Krishna tells Arjuna that Duryodhana and Karna are not your real enemies. What are your real enemies? Kam and Krodh. So it is very, very important to understand this aspect of anger. Why this disproportionate anger? Sometimes, actually, many times I relate to Shringi, because we get disproportionately angry at certain things which are very small in our life. And why do we get so much angry? Sometimes our relationships get spoiled between, husband, wife, between a father and a child, between, devotees, within a group of devotees. We can actually spoil everything by becoming disproportionately angry. So why anger is one thing and becoming disproportionately angry is another thing. So why do we become disproportionately? And we see in Bhagavatam various episodes are there where devotees become disproportionately angry. And we'll discuss about that. Disproportionate anger मतलब गलती छोटा सा था, परंतु इसका reaction was very, very big. So psychologists, they say there are certain reasons why we become disproportionately angry. The first reason that they give is stress. Very high stress actually magnifies your emotion, and then whatever comes in your way, you just burst out. So that is one aspect. Second aspect is unresolved trauma. Back past traumatic experience, मतलब एक भी ट्रिगर किया तो वो एकदम disproportionate anger में बन जाता है. Like if गृहस्थ life में if the mother-in-law has troubled the the bahu a lot, and then थोड़ा सा एक चिमका भी दे दिया तो एकदम the wife will become disproportionately angry. So this is because unresolved past trauma. We have not resolved those disputes, and thoda sa trigger diya and we become too much angry. Then personality traits. There are people who are always anger. There is anger within themselves. Why? Because they are not happy within themselves. They are angry with themselves, which they cannot express it, so they become angry with others always. And whenever they are triggered, they become disproportionately angry. Then fourth is unrealistic expectations. When we keep unrealistic expectations with us and for others, मतलब मैं कल से 64 माला करूँगा, unrealistic expectations. And if we are not able to meet that unrealistic expression, वो क्या गुस्सा सब पे निकलता है, वाइफ पे निकलता है, बच्चे पे निकलता है, ऑफिस में निकलता है, सब पे. So if we keep unrealistic expectations for ourselves, we are going to be disproportionately angry. Other is also true. When we keep unrealistic expectations with devotees, he has to behave the way I want him to behave. So then also you become disproportionately angry. The fifth is very important, and this is what Shringi actually demonstrated. The fifth is feeling of powerlessness or injustice. Shringi had the power. It was not powerlessness, but Shringi was feeling that he was wrong, there was injustice done to him and his entire Brahmanical caste. Actually, he says in previous shlokas that Krishna has gone away, now who will protect? So he self-appointed protector of Brahmana class. He self-appointed himself that I will take care of the entire Brahmana class by punishing, Parikshit Maharaj. So feelings of injustice hota hai, tabhi ye nikal jata hai. Disproportionate anger nikal jata hai. And sixth is, mental health conditions are also related to this, or substance abuse or alcohol abuse for that reasons also. So this disproportionate anger leads to lot of faults within us. And Manu Samhita gives 8 faults that arise because of this disproportionate anger. What are these 8 faults? First is Paishunyam. This is finding faults when others don't have it. Others don't know about these faults. You tend to find faults in them. Even if others don't know about these faults, you will be able to find faults in them. This is because of the anger that you have. You will keep finding faults. Acha, ye nahi kiya. Acha, ye kiya. So you will keep finding faults in them. Second is sahasa. You will get so much courage that you want to punish him, like Shringi wanted to punish him. The third is droha. You get that fault is injuring secretly. You want to injure or punish him secretly. Fourth is isha. You become envious because of anger. It is actually two-way around. Because of envy also you become anger, and because of anger also you become envious. And asuya, as picking faults in good qualities of others. Actually कोई ना अच्छा quality भी दिखेगा तो you start picking faults in the good qualities. अच्छा बहुत preaching कर रहा है, अरे नहीं कुछ बहुत, I know what is happening behind the scene. You find faults in the good qualities of others. And artha sudana, you want to usurp the property. You want to usurp the property or the wealth of the person who is possessing. Like Duryodhan. He was angry towards Pandavas and he wanted to usurp the property of the Pandavas. Then Vagadhanjanam, cruelty of speech and assault. So this is what Shringi did. Because of the fault finding, he actually became, he उसकी वाणी ऐसी निकली कि entire Brahmanical culture were destroyed, or the four varnashram social orders were also destroyed. So these are the faults that generate when we are angry. And what do the faults do? One was we become angry. Second, we discussed about why we become disproportionately angry. And when we become disproportionately angry, what happens? Faults happens. Now we are discussing what happens when the faults happen. Faults kya karta hai? We start creating offenses. So we create offenses, and it is very interesting to know. Actually Shringi, just few verses back, he said, Krishna gate bhagwati shastre utpat gaminam tad bhina setun adhyaham shashmi pashyata me balam. Krishna gate bhagwati. What does he say? He says that now that Krishna has gone back to Godhead, this Krishna, who is the supreme personality of Godhead and protector of the cows and the Brahmins, have gone back to Godhead. Now these upstarts, these kings who are not pious, have started dominating us and creating injustice to us. So very important point to note over here is that Shringi knew who's the supreme personality of Godhead. He very well knew that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. What does it mean? That sometimes we may be able to understand Krishna Tattva, though it is very, very difficult. Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, Avajananti mam muda manusham tanum ashrutam param bhavam ajanantum mama bhuta maheshwaram. That fools deride me if when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature. Right? And Krishna again says in 7th chapter, Manusham sahasresu kaschid yatiti siddhai yatata maapi siddhanam kaschin maam veti tattvataha. That of the many thousands of men who are endeavor for perfection, hardly anyone knows me in reality. But over here, Shringi knows Krishna Tattva. He is understood that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. But what he fails to understand is Bhakta Tattva. So in our lives also, we may understand this Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead, but we fail so many times to understand the Bhakta Tattva. We fail to understand that he is the devotee of Lord, and if I am offending him, I am creating Vaishnava Aparadha. So we'll discuss, and in our scriptures, so many examples are given. The first example that comes to anyone's mind is Durvasa Muni offends Ambarish Maharaj. Over here again, disproportionate anger. What was Ambarish Maharaj? He was breaking his fast, which he was performing since so many months, I think. Months? 1 year, yeah. He was performing this fast since 1 year, and he broke his fast just by taking Charnamrit. Nothing else. It was not a big thing that he did. He didn't eat anna. He just broke his fast by taking Charnamrit. But Durvasa Muni became disproportionately angry. And what did he do? He cursed Ambarish Maharaj. In fact, he removed, one hair, and a demon came out of this hair, and he was told to kill Ambarish Maharaj. But Lord Vishnu cannot tolerate offense to his devotees. Lord Vishnu immediately, sent Sudarshan Chakra, and he killed the demon, and the Sudarshan Chakra went behind Ambarish Maharaj. And Ambarish Maharaj had to really beg to he begged to Brahmaji, Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, but none of them were able to help him. Durvasa Muni. I made him. So, Lord Vishnu sent the Sudarshan Chakra, and Durvasa Muni went to Lord Vishnu, to Lord Shiva and to Brahmaji, but none of them were able to help him. Only Ambarish Maharaj, when he asked for forgiveness from Ambarish Maharaj, then only he was able to be relieved from this calamity. So this is one example. So it is very, very important that our behavior should be matching our knowledge, or our behavior should be should match our devotional qualities also. It should not happen that we just know things about devotion and about Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, but our character should also speak about it. there comes a story, in Kashi there was a king. His name was King Brahmadatta, and he had a priest called Devadatta. And the king had asked the priest that what is more important, behavior or knowledge? And the priest was contemplating on it. He didn't answer, and he was contemplating, and he was thinking about it. And then once the priest, while he was walking, he was a royal priest. While he was walking through through the kingdom, he came across a treasury of the king. So what did he do? He picked up few coins from the treasury and went. And the treasurer was seeing, the priest picked up some coins, but he didn't say anything. Second day also he came, picked up some coins and went away. And the treasurer said, Ye kya hai? Ye to priest hai, I can't say anything. So he kept quiet. Third day also he did that. Fourth day also he did that. So the treasurer went to the king and told him that, ye apna priest jo hai, hamesha aake kuch coins leke jata hai treasury se. I don't know why he is stealing it. So the king got very angry. And the next day, the king, when Devdatta came and paid obeisance to the king immediately started blaspheming. You are a thief number one. I have given you so much respect, and you are stealing. Your character does not depict your knowledge that you have. And he started blaspheming. You have lowered our faith on Brahmanas, and you should be immediately killed. He gave that sentence also to the priest. And the priest started smiling. And the king asked, why are you smiling? And the priest said that you had asked me a question whether knowledge is more important or character. And I wanted to show you by demonstrate. I have the same knowledge that I have right now, but I have stolen few coins from your treasury. So my character has changed. So character is more important than the knowledge that you have. So this is the then the king understood, and he accepted that character should match the knowledge, which the Shringi did not show that. Shringi had knowledge, he had power, but character did not show that. And offense to devotees is so vividly explained in various scriptures. In Chaitanya Charitamrita also a description comes about Gopal Chappal. Gopal Chappal was very, very envious to Srivas Thakur. He was thinking that why does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, always have his kirtans in Srivas Thakur's house? All day and night, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is at his house only. He was thinking, Srivas Thakur is just a grahastha. He's like me. Why? He's a grahastha. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has to shower so much mercy? He was feeling very envious. So what he did once was, he started blaspheming Srivas Thakur, that he is a Durga worshipper. And actually he put some paraphernalia of Durga worship in front of his house also. And he was thinking, and he called all the villagers. And he said, see, Srivas Thakur is a Durga worshipper. So what happened, because of his offense to a devotee, the very next day he got leprosy. And he was a rich man, but he was discarded from the society. He had almost become a beggar, begging from everybody. He was actually pleading to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to forgive him. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to pass through him and he would not even look at Gopal Chappal. He would just go away. Why? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very merciful actually. He's Mahavadanyaya. But he does not give mercy to people who offend his devotees. So it is very, very important for us to understand this offense to devotees or Vaishnava Aparadh. We should take it very, very seriously. And ultimately, again when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed, Gopal Chappal actually pleaded and he said, please, I'm asking for forgiveness for the offense that I did. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if Srivas Thakur, forgives, then I'm okay. And then Gopal Chappal actually asked forgiveness from Srivas Thakur and became his disciple, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forgave him. So this is the intensity of offenses, and there are various examples. We can go through few of them, like story of Sugriv offending Lakshman. So when Lord Ramchandra and Lakshman met Sugriv for the first time, Sugriv created lot of offenses during his first meeting itself. First thing that he did was when Lord Ramchandra came, he went and shook Lord Ramchandra's hands. So that was the first offense that he created. Actually, he felt that, Lord Ramchandra has lost his wife, I have lost my wife, I'm in pain, he's also in pain. So we are on equal level. So he started feeling that, we are both equal. And he shook Lord Ramchandra's hand. So that was the first offense Sugriv created. The second offense Sugriv created when Lord Ramchandra was, he wanted to give a seat to Lord Ramchandra. So he broke a stem from the tree and, placed it on the ground and asked Lord Ramchandra to sit on it. And what he did was, he also sat next to Lord Ramchandra on the same branch. So that was the second offense that he created. But Lord never takes offenses created against him very seriously. Lord forgave him. The third offense that Sugriv created was, he went and sat on the branch, but he did not offer a seat to Lakshman. That was an offense to the devotee of the Lord. So, but Hanuman immediately realized, and he actually broke a branch from a sandalwood tree and gave that branch to Lakshmana to sit. But Lord remembered this offense to this devotee. So what happened is, during when Sugriv and Bali were fighting, Lord allowed Bali to actually, almost kill Sugriv for some time. Bali was beating Sugriv like anything. And Sugriv was feeling, why is Lord Ramchandra not shooting the arrow? We had already discussed, he should have shot the arrow by now. But Lord Ramchandra did not shoot the arrow. He was allowing Bali Maharaj to, beat him up. And then Sugriv asked him, why did you not shoot? Though externally Lord Ramchandra gave this reason that you both look alike, but internal reason was that because you offended the devotee of the Lord, you had to go through this. So then Lord Ramchandra actually gave this, mala to Lakshman, and Lakshman gave the mercy to Sugriv, and that's where Sugriv wore that mala, and Lord Ramchandra was able to kill Bali Maharaj. So this offense to devotees is so intense that Krishna, by his personal example, also tells us that offense to devotees is very, very sinful. Mahashano Mahapapa. So by his personal examples, the Yadu dynasty was actually destroyed because the offense to devotees. The Yadus, the boys in the Yadu dynasty, actually dressed up Shamba as a pregnant woman and took him towards a group of sages that were led by Durvasa Muni. And they were making fun and told Durvasa Muni that, you are a great Muni, you know past, present and future. Please predict what will be whether a boy will be born or a girl will be born of this pregnant lady. And Durvasa Muni clearly knew that they are, fooling around with him, and he cursed them, that a lump of iron will be born. एक iron का lump तुम्हारे पेट से निकलेगा. And the Yadu boys were very, very, afraid what to do. So they went to the king. Who was the king? I forgot. Ugrasen. They went to Ugrasen. And Ugrasen said, oh, this is a great offense you have created to the devotee of the Lord. And there is no rectification, but let's see what we can do. So he asked to file the iron. And small pieces were created. And he said, put them into this ocean. And then a small piece was left behind. And he said, you throw that into the ocean again. So that small piece was swallowed by a fish. And that fish was picked up by a fisherman. And the fisherman actually removed the small piece of iron from the fish. And he had a friend, hunter friend. He gave it to his hunter friend. And this hunter actually filed it and created an arrow out of that. And that arrow went and pierced the foot of Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna left this planet in this way. And the filings which were there in the ocean actually came to the shore, and trees started growing from the filings. And these trees were very sharp, like swords. And the Yadu clan actually were intoxicated. And because of their intoxication, they started, arguing with each other. And the argument led to, fights, fist fights. And the fist fights led to actually picking up these iron plants from the shore, and they started stabbing each other. And that's how the entire dynasty was destroyed. So this offense to the devotee or offenses to disproportionate anger can kill dynasties. Even Duryodhan, because of his anger to the Pandava, the entire Kuru dynasty was destroyed. So we have to be very careful, when we are dealing with devotees. And since, Jagannath Rath Yatra is going on, one pastime I'll take from Jagannath ji. So there is a festival called as Odan Shashti, where it is the beginning of winter, and where Lord Jagannath is given a new winter cloth to be worn. And Pandit Pundarik and Swarup Damodar Prabhu were looking at the Pandas making Jagannath wear a new cloth. And Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he said, what is happening? They have not even washed the cloth, and the new cloth has been offered to Lord Jagannath. This is not right, because starch, actually the new cloth has starch, and starch is not good. Actually, it's not clean, and it should not be offered to the Lord with starch. And he was very critical about the devotees of the Pandas who were doing this, performing this activity. And Swarup Damodar was telling him, it is Lord's will, Lord wants it, and it's okay. But Pandit Pundarik was not very agreeable to that, and he said, no, this is wrong, this should have not happened, and the Pandas don't know how they need to behave and all this. So Lord Jagannath did not take it lightly, because it was offense to his devotees, even though not verbally told to them, but it was there in his mind and he was speaking it out. So in the night, Lord Jagannath, Baldev and Subhadra came in the dream of Pundarik, and they started slapping Pundarik, saying that I like the way my devotees offer with love and devotion. Don't interfere over here. Same thing happened with Ramanacharya. Don't interfere. And they slapped him. And the morning when Pundarik got up, his entire cheeks were swollen. And Swarup Damodar asked him, what happened? And he said, in the night, Lord Jagannath, Baldev, they came and sat on my chest and slapped me for my offenses. And Swarup Damodar was smiling, laughing that you got Lord's mercy. So Lord's offense to Lord's devotee is very, very serious, very, very, we have to be very careful. Sometimes we take it very, very casually, saying that we are chanting, we are performing our devotional service. It's okay if I talk critical about devotees. No, it is very, very serious. Lord takes it very personally. Like Srila Prabhupada also, in one of the morning walks that he was going, all the GPCs and the temple presidents were there. And they were actually cribbing to Srila Prabhupada and telling, Srila Prabhupada, this devotee, he's not following this principle. This devotee is this devotee is coming in my GPC zone and creating a lot of problems. And Srila Prabhupada was just walking, not talking anything. And they were going on. And then Srila Prabhupada stopped and he waved his stick like this. You all have come only to discourage. And then he again said, you all have come only to discourage, and I have come here only to encourage. And he said that, and he started walking. And all the devotees actually felt very bad that we have been offending Vaishnavas. And they started, paying obeisance to each other and to Srila Prabhupada, saying that we are extremely apologetic for our behavior. So this is very, very important. And how do we deal with this? How do we make sure we don't offend devotees? His Grace Gaurang Prabhu gives a very nice, remedy for this. He says, always to a situation we have three ways to respond. One is emotional response, second is political response, and third is devotional response. The first, emotional response. What is emotional response? Suppose somebody has agitated you, or if something untoward incident has happened in your life, what we generally do, we crib, "Are mere saath hi kyun hua? Why is Krishna always doing this to me? My husband is always fighting, my in-laws are always troubling me. Why me? Why me?" And we become emotionally surcharged, and we go into this loop of emotional response, and we crib. And when we become emotionally surcharged, this is my observation and my don't quote me anywhere, but this is my observation, that people who are emotionally surcharged become angry very fast, and disproportionate anger happens to these kind of people. And they actually outburst. Shringi actually did that. He was emotionally very surcharged. Why this is happening to my Brahmanical clan? I am supposed to protect it. So he's disproportionate anger came out, and then disproportionate curse came out. All these things happened because he responded to the situation very emotionally. Second response is political response. Political response means tit for tat. तुमने ये किया, मैं भी तुमको ये करके दिखाऊंगा. Like Shringi to some extent also responded politically. You did this to my father, I will respond in the same way to you. And Parikshit Maharaj could have also responded same way. He could have said, "Oh, you curse me, I will also curse you." So what happens in political response is sometimes an individual gets benefited. In emotional response, no one gets benefited. In fact, it hurts you because you are holding red hot charcoal in your hand. It destroys you, and it can destroy your community, your relationships, your friends, relatives, everything. It can destroy everybody. Political response mein, it does not destroy you, but it gives you some amount of happiness, saying that maine dikha diya, tit for tat. But it does not benefit the entire community. But when we respond devotionally, what happens is, what we do is, let me accept whatever has come our way as a mercy of Krishna. We accept it as Krishna's mercy. And because we have responded that way, because Parikshit Maharaj responded devotionally, Srimad Bhagavatam came. One response of Parikshit Maharaj, one person's devotional response, entire planet is benefited by it. Otherwise, if Parikshit Maharaj would have responded politically, we would have not got Srimad Bhagavatam. None of us would have got benefited by Srimad Bhagavatam. So devotional response not only benefits the person, it benefited Parikshit Maharaj also, but it also benefited all the living entities around. So this is how we can tackle, avoid offense to devotees. And we have 2-3 minutes more. I'll just share few pastimes from Jagannath Puri, Jagannath pastimes. So yesterday was Rath Yatra, and I heard that Rath has still not reached Gundicha temple. So Rath Yatra is going to happen today also. So there are 3, 4, 5, many things, very important things in Jagannath's Rath Yatra and Jagannath Puri. We will talk about the first is Rath Yatra. This kind of experience and this kind of elaborate chariot, Rath Yatra never happens to any of the gods or demigods. It is said that when one is sick, you go to the doctor gives you medicine and cures you. But when one is extremely sick, he cannot even go to the doctor comes to the home and gives you the medicine. So this is exactly that is happening during Rath Yatra. We are materially sick, we are extremely sick. So the doctor in the form of Lord Jagannath is coming out and giving us mercy and taking us away from this material disease. And he is showering mercy. Even like many people are not allowed to go to the temple in Puri, like foreigners and Muslims. Apart from Hindus, none of them are allowed. So Lord Jagannath says, I am not Lord of only Hindus. I will give mercy to everybody. So he comes out on this day and gives darshan to everybody. So this is the first aspect, Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra. It's such a beautiful experience, the Pandi that happened yesterday. It is said that, the Pandas are actually, Pandi, Lord Jagannath swings. He's intoxicated. He swings back and forth and left and right. And like a drunkard person, he is walking, he and Lord Balramji. And His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj asked, Ram Panda, that how do you all coordinate 20 people in front, 20 people in back? How do you all coordinate whether, whether it should go behind or it should go in front, it should swing right or left? How do you all coordinate? So the Ram Panda said, we try very hard to keep Jagannath straight. It is Lord who is swinging left, right, left, right, and up, back and forth. So this Pandi Darshan is very, very beautiful, where Jagannath, and he is extremely happy. He is going to Vrindavan, so he is very happy, and he is giving mercy to everybody. When one takes darshan, everyone feels that Jagannath is looking at him only. The second aspect is Jagannath eyes. His eyes are so big that when you take darshan, you think Jagannath is looking at me only. And one more important point is that Lord Jagannath never blinks. Why? Because he doesn't have eyelids. If you see Lord Jagannath, there are no eyelids. So what it means is that Lord Jagannath wants to see his devotees always. He does not even want to blink and miss that devotee. He wants to see his devotees. And his round eyes is like magnifying glass. He magnifies what a devotee does good in his life. He magnifies the good in the devotees. So Lord never sleeps. And even the temple, it is said that it is closed only for 2 hours. It is closed. Otherwise, the temple is always opened. And even in these 2 hours, it is not that Lord Jagannath is resting. No. Actually, it is said that, all the demigods come over there that time when the temple is closed to take darshan. And we have various pastimes. When Vibhishan came during the, when the temple was closed, and he took darshan of Lord Jagannath. So we won't go in detail about it, but this is about his eyes. So third is very important, is Prasadam. And I'll just take 1 minute and we'll end the class. Prasadam. So Lord, it is said that, in Satya Yuga, we can't perform meditation. We are not able, in Kali Yuga, we can't perform meditation. We can't perform, yagya. We can't perform the deity worship properly. So Lord Chaitanya gave us the chanting of the holy name. But we can't even do that. We are sleeping while chanting. So Lord Jagannath, very mercifully, what he says, okay, I'll give you my mercy in what you never sleep. While eating prasadam, you never sleep. So I'll give you my mercy in form of prasadam. So Lord's prasadam is distributed. It can, in one day, at least 1 lakh devotees can eat. That much Lord eats in one day, and prasadam is distributed in an Anand Bazaar. There's a beautiful pastime about prasadam where, Narad Muni wants to partake remnants from Lord Vishnu. And he's requesting Lakshmi ji, please give me remnants of Lord Vishnu. But Lakshmi ji says, no, just yesterday Lord Vishnu said that, don't give my remnants to anybody. And Narad Muni is pleading, please, you do something. And she is in double mind what to do. And while she is performing a service, Lord Vishnu sees that, Lord Lakshmi ji is is always in some thoughts. So Lord Vishnu is asking, what happened? Why are you in such thoughts? So she said, nothing happened. No, Lord Vishnu says, tell me what happened. He says, actually, Narad Muni wants your remnants. Then Lord Vishnu said, I said, no one should be given my remnants. So Lakshmi ji said, yes, that's why I'm in double mind, what to do? So Lord Vishnu says, okay, I'm giving you a solution. When I'm taking prasad, I'm not looking at you. You steal away the prasad and give it to Narad Muni, and so that both the things are met. You have not you have not disobeyed me, and Narad Muni is also very happy. So he arranges Garuda to call him at that time, and he looks at Garuda, and at that time Lakshmi ji immediately takes the prasadam plates and gives it to Narad Muni. And Narad Muni is so ecstatic by prasadam. He finishes everything and he's dancing in the 3 worlds. Dancing like anything, and he went to Kailash mountain, and Lord Shiva sees him, he's dancing like anything. And Lord Shiva, holds him tight and says, what happened? Why are you dancing and singing like a madman? And Narad Muni says, I ate Lord's Mahaprasad. And that's why I'm feeling ecstatic. And Lord Shiva said, we are good friends. I hope you have kept something for me. And Narad Muni says, no, I have not kept anything. He said, no, no, search, you might have kept something for me. And they find one grain of rice on Narad Muni's nail. And Narad Muni says, I have only one, grain of prasadam. Is it okay? Lord Shiva says, this is perfect. He takes this one grain of rice, puts it in mouth, and he's again ecstatic. And Lord Shiva is now dancing. And when Lord Shiva dances, what happens? Pralaya happens, And he's dancing, and then, Mother Parvati comes and he says, what are you dancing? He says, I ate Lord's Mahaprasad. And Mother Parvati says, yeah, really? I hope you have kept something for me. And Lord Shiva says, no, there was only one grain. And then he also actually, to tease her, he says, only the, only people who are very, very elevated, they can only take Lord's Mahaprasad. And Mother Parvati becomes very, very angry. And she goes and meditates. She sits down and sits in meditation. And the entire Srishti is actually, going up and down because of her meditation. And Lord Vishnu comes and says, what happened? He says, Lord Shiva did not give your prasad to me. And that's why I'm very angry. Lord Vishnu says, that's it. I'll give you one whole plate. Don't worry. She says, no, I'm not happy with just one plate. I want for my sons also. Lord Vishnu says, okay, granted for your sons also. He thought, Kartik and Ganpati, take. She said, no, the entire Srishti is my sons. All living entities are my sons. So I want for all of them. Lord Vishnu smiles and grants it. Okay, given. So because of this, Lord manifests as Jagannath to give Mahaprasad to everyone. So actually in Jagannath Puri temple, Bimla Devi, who's Parvati, her temple is just besides Lord Jagannath's temple. And after Jagannath takes, the prasad first is offered to Bimla Devi. And then Vimla Devi takes, and then it becomes Mahaprasad. That's why it is called Mahaprasad. Because Vimla Devi has accepted prasad of Jagannath, and then it is distributed to everyone. So these are the glories of Jagannath Puri. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.